Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
I am a proud father of 2. My daughter is my vice president. She's 30, and my son works kind of jack of all trades for me. He's 27. But I can honestly say, as a parent, those teenage years, gosh, I don't even want to think about them anymore. It was brutal. No, it wasn't that bad. Okay, joining us to talk about the teenage years is a parenting expert, Kim Muench. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, you actually were on the show maybe 3-4 years ago, and in light of the pandemic, I was anxious to bring you back because I think it's never been more difficult to be a parent because you're not only a parent, you're a school teacher, you're a guidance counselor.
Everything, yes.
Right? What's it been like for you? You're a mother of 5.
Yes, I am, and 3 of mine are grown and flown. But my youngest 2 are a girl who's 15 and a son that is 17. So I'm in the thick of it, and I coach parents who are in the thick of it. And yeah, it's been very interesting and very challenging the last couple months.
Well, I found myself, I'm a naturally optimistic person, and I just bounce out of bed every morning, and every day is going to be better than the next day. But during the height of the pandemic, when I'm quarantined at home, I found myself battling little bouts of depression. And it was just, I get energy from being around people. So that happens for teenagers too, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that it's our job to re-engage them in the real world, especially during this time, because they tend to want to get on their electronics and, just isolate themselves, and it's kind of a perfect storm. And really, it's our role to help bring them back into the real world and show them different experiences. My son is here today to learn about public relations, and I think really we have to find ways to engage them in real life.
Yes. Well, you have a beautiful family. We're going to put some pictures up off of your Facebook page, and everything from that's the all-American family, and you've got some yeah. Staged photos here, and then you have some fun photos. As I look at you, everybody's so perfectly scrubbed and beautiful.
Yeah. Well, that was early in the pandemic. We were doing the Chalk Your Walk.
Oh, okay.
And so 4/5 of my kids were under our roof, and that's we decided to do that until it rained like later in the afternoon, and I think that chalk went away, but it was something that got him outside, right?
Well, one of the things I love about you is that you're not one of those parenting experts who is portraying herself as the perfect parent, and I have no flaws and I have no challenges. You get incredibly real with your audience, and I didn't tell you I was going to do this, but I found a clip off of Facebook at the beginning of the pandemic, and we're going to roll the whole thing. It's about 3 minutes.
Okay. Hey, it's Kim Muench, Real Life Parent Guide, and I wanted to pop on and say it's been a rough day at my house. I don't know about you, but some days are emotionally more challenging for myself and the people in my family more than others. And it can be difficult during this time to allow our kids, to have those challenging down days, knowing that there's really not much that we can do about it. So I want to let you know that not every day is going to be clearly joyful during this, whether you have a 2-year-old or a 12-year-old, or in my case, 14 and 17 and 22 and 26-year-olds, and a husband who also has his better and not so good days. So if you're the optimist in the family, and I think a lot of moms are, they tend to be the ones that push down their feelings or ignore them so that they can be the rah-rah in the family. I see you. I am the optimist in my family, and sometimes that gets to be a difficult challenge. So know that we're going to have good feelings, we're going to have challenging feelings, and we'll just all hope that tomorrow is a little bit brighter day. Maybe the sun will come out. I think that's part, at least where I am, it's been so gray and gloomy that it's been hard to really, get upbeat, also because of the fact that the weather's just been gray and overcast for the most part. So hopefully we'll get some sun this week and we can all adjust a little bit more to the situation that we're in and connect with one another. I kind of, just for example, this evening wanted my daughter to take a walk with me, and she was not interested and not willing, and I just kind of let it go at that, letting her know that I'm here to support her and that that I love her, and I hope that again tomorrow she'll wake up in a little bit brighter mood. But it's certainly understandable. These kids and ourselves have just really had to adjust so quickly to things, but this is an opportunity more now than ever to understand that all we have is the present moment, and all we have is today, and a lot of all we have is the connection to ourselves and in our families. So have a good night. I hope that this coming week is a good week for you, that you stay healthy, your family stays healthy, and you stay encouraged. Okay? Take care.
Wow, I love that.
Talk about being real. It was a very difficult day for my daughter and my husband, and I think we have those days, and sometimes as moms we just hold space for whatever feelings people are having. We can't rush our kids through them, we can't ignore them, but as a mom, this is why I love helping moms to find their own inner voice and strength and their intuition, because that radiates out of them to their family.
Well, I admire you for being so raw and honest, and when you were having that those feelings, to grab a camera and document it for your audience.
I think people really love the truth.
Yeah.
And I think it's a truth for a lot of families right now, and so I was just speaking the truth.
Well, it also occurred to me, because I was watching you watch the videotape, it was kind of emotional to even relive that, wasn't it?
It was.
That was a tough day.
It was a bad day, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you're awesome. So you do a lot of public speaking.
I do.
You do coaching, parenting coaching.
Yes.
Tell us about your speaking business.
Well, I speak. I'm doing actually a lot of podcast work. Obviously, a lot of stuff is on Zoom at the moment. So I'm speaking in Canada and in England, in Washington, and somewhere I can't remember. I've got so many this month. So I totally love speaking on all topics related to parenting teenagers and young adults. So that's really my gig. And I also love helping parents connect in a happier, healthier way with their kids, and that really looks like working on themselves.
Yes. Let's talk about these devices, because
Oh, yeah.
they're a blessing and a curse. I mean,
They
we've
are.
all been out to dinner and seen other families, and sometimes it's you, where everybody is on their device instead of connecting. What do you tell parents about these devices?
Well, I help parents figure out their values, and your boundaries and the decisions that you make as a family come from the values. And if we aren't clear and don't really define our values, then that's what happens is, or it gets to be a power struggle between the parent and the child. So when you've got your non-negotiable rules, when you know and you're clear as a parent, then your kids know. It's like we don't have phones at the table, period, end of story. So I say to parents, define your values and then come up with 2 or 3 rules, only 2 or 3. Spaces where you're not going to have the phone, and or times you're not going to have the phone, and just stick to that. But it's about the parent doing it.
Yeah.
It starts here.
Right. I think you're wonderful, and I wish we had more time. We're going to put your website up so people can connect with you. RealLifeParentGuide.com is the website. Kim Muench, thank you so much for coming to the studio.
Thank you,
were
Jeff.
Awesome.
Thanks.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.